At midfield, number 11, Elijah Franklin. At defense, number 14, Cassidy Shaw. At defense, number 15, Emma McMullen. At forward, number 16, Reagan Boyer. At defense, number 18, Erin Reynolds. At midfield, number 19, Maria Walsh. At defense, number 22, Natalie Anderson. And in goal, number 00, Sydney Alexander. The Eagles are coached by Scott Gersony and assisted by Amanda Evans. And now, starting for your night. At midfield, number 2, Courtney Montez. At defense, number 4, Haley Gadd. At midfield, number 6, Claire Stevens. At forward, number 7, Mattia Murray. At forward, number 8, Macy Rackham. At defense, number 9, Ella Thomas. At midfield, number 17, Mabel Harris. At midfield, number 19, McKenna Winterton. At midfield, number 25, Ellie Owens. At defense, number 28, Annalise Huber. And in goal for the Knights, number 0, Ensley Anderson. The Knights are coached by Rob Dahl and assisted by Eric Dahl and Shelby Pulliam. Now, if you will all please rise and face the flag for the playing of our nation's national anthem. Thank you, and good luck to
Hello,
both sides.
soccer fans. Welcome to Buena Vista, Virginia, where the Knights of Southern Virginia University will take on the University of Mary Washington Eagles. In the last 11 years, these teams have played 11 times, and 10 of those times Mary Washington has won. But the one time that SVU did win, it was actually on Mary Washington's home territory, and that was back in 2017. Who knows? Things might change here pretty soon. Jade, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm super excited for this game. So, the last game between these two teams, the last time they saw each other, Mary Washington won 2-1, and the last time we won, it was the same score, just us. So, I'm hoping this will be a great game. It seems like, for the most part, we are super evenly matched, so I'm excited.
Yeah, I think the University of Mary Washington might actually have the upper hand here because they're coming off of 2 straight wins. They really got a lot of momentum going into this season, whereas SVU is 0-2. Both really good games, really close games, really trying hard. Just couldn't pull through. That last-second goal really got to them in both of those games. But they're really going to try to turn things around right here. I think that's a lot of motivation to put towards the field that they have.
I agree. I'm hoping we'll see some amazing plays by both of these teams, and I'm fairly confident that we will.
Absolutely. 2 young, fresh teams going out there, getting ready to take the field. getting together, getting ready, getting psyched up.
I'm excited to see Ainsley Anderson play again. She's been playing in the last few games and doing a wonderful job as an incoming freshman. So I'm excited to see where she'll take us this game.
100%. She's been doing a great job back there, getting a lot of saves. You know, she'll definitely be put to the test against the Eagles. As we were discussing before the game, they have 31 shots taken. That's an average of 15.5 shots per game, which is, as you can imagine, a lot.
And that's just in 2 games, which is a very high amount for soccer.
And SVU is going to get possession of the ball, and they're going to start driving up the field. Number 17, Mabel Harris, is going to take it, try to pass it off. And the Eagles are going to take it and start moving in pretty quick. But they're going to reassess the situation, see if they can read the defense a little bit better. And it's going to go out of bounds. SVU's ball. There's going to be a quick turnover. I believe it might have been a foul. The Eagles are going to get a free kick here. SVU is going to clear it. That ball's going to go out. The Eagles are going to take the throw in deep into SVU's territory. This could be a real dangerous situation for SVU, especially knowing how many shots the Eagles take in a game. You know, this could be another one of those situations.
Yeah, I agree, but out of all those shots, only 13 of them landed on the goal or near the goal. So I think their strategy is much like Bridgewater, our last game. Just shoot and hope it goes in.
Yeah, the more you take, the more you make. It even rhymes. It's easy to remember.
Exactly.
A fairly effective mindset.
Exactly.
And the Knights are going to take a goal kick. We're seeing a lot of back and forth over here. You know, some pressing defense from the Eagles whenever SVU seems to get a foot on the ball. And a lot of physical contact over there at midfield. And number 4, Haley Gadd, is going to kick it out of bounds, try to give her defense some time to hop back over there. Really provide some protection for SVU.
I am super impressed by SVU's defensive presence this year and the games that I've seen and watched. They seem to do an incredible job of keeping the opposing team's teammate off the goal.
Absolutely. Number 8, Macy Rackham, is really over there trying to fight for that ball, taking a 2-on-1, and she does win it over after passing it to her teammate. Like I said before, a lot of physical contact.
It's the name of the game, Rock. Not literally, of course.
There definitely is a lot of contact in this particular sport.
It's kind of like a WWE situation, but
Oh, it definitely seems like that sometimes. Some body slams going on,
Oh,
a lot
yeah.
of elbows.
A lot of elbows. I often wonder how you don't see as many bruises on these girls as like football players.
Right. I honestly would not be surprised if they go home and they have bruises everywhere.
I agree.
And the Eagles are going to take a goal kick after SVU gets it over on their side for the first time. Probably the first of many. These teams are, like you said before the game, pretty evenly matched when it comes to offense and defense. SVU's pressing on the Eagles a little bit. Murray Washington's going to clear the ball, but SVU will maintain possession. Good attempt to save it, but it does go out of play, and the Eagles will take it at about midfield. That ball's going to go out of bounds again. And a nice body check from SVU. No fouls are going to be called, but they will play on. The Eagles maintain possession and start trying to make progress up the field, but SVU's holding them there pretty well. And SVU steals the ball.
Looks like that ref is caught in the crossfire.
That ball's going to go out of bounds. Number 9, Ella Thomas, is going to take the throw in for SVU.
They've been stuck in the middle here for a couple of minutes now. I feel like in soccer it's usually you're either on one side of the field or the other, but they've maintained a good pace in the middle here, just fighting it out.
Absolutely. Each team's jabbing back and forth. And again, a lot of physicality over there in the field. Still early in the game.
I think that shows how badly each of these teams want to win. Mary Washington, because it would keep up their winning streak, and SVU, because it would start their winning streak, is my guess.
That ball's going to go out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for the Knights. That ball's going to go out of bounds. SVU's ball. The Eagles start moving the ball forward. And that ball's going to go out of bounds. The Eagles are going to throw it in.
Mary Washington has already taken 2 shots in just the 9 minutes they've been out on the field. I think that shows a little bit more of that. What's the word I'm looking for?
Persistency?
Persistency.
Absolutely, yeah. They're just going for everything they can get. Which isn't, it's not the worst idea, but at the same time, you do want quality over quantity. If you can get on in one-on-one situations or even 2-on-1, have 2 offensive player or 3 against 1 defender or 2 defenders. It's going to be hard to defend if you can get in situations like that.
I definitely agree. I think that's what SVU strives to do, is do a quality over quantity type play on whatever goals they're trying to shoot.
Mary Washington's going to take the throw in at about midfield. I think that was meant to be a pass to get a good drive in on the goal. It just went a little far. Put a little too much power on it. And Ensley Anderson was able to get to it. SVU's taking the ball. Starting to drive in on the Eagles. Push and a shove leads to a foul over there. And SVU is going to take a free kick. This is really one of the first times that SVU's had a lot of potential to get a shot off. Let's see if they can make something of it. And a good idea. I think the pass was just a little far off. And the goalkeeper was able to get to it and knock it down a little bit. You saw a little scruff down there, a little scramble. But ultimately, the Eagles do get the ball, and they're going to kick it deep.
Oh, it looks like someone's down. They're continuing the play, though.
Timeout's being called.
Both of our goalkeepers in this game are both freshmen. And looking at Mary Washington's roster, it looks like their freshman Sydney Alexander, their goalkeeper for tonight, has been the majority player on the field for the games that they've had this season.
Yeah, those young kids got a lot of spring in their step. They want to prove themselves out on the varsity team, go out there and show them how to do things.
Absolutely.
Meanwhile, there's a player still out there. The trainer goes out to see what's wrong. You hate to see anybody injured in these games, but sometimes that's just how it goes with how competitive it is, especially in soccer. We've talked about this before. Women's soccer is actually the #1 sport to get a concussion, which is mind-baffling to me. You'd think it'd be rugby or football or something. But no, it is women's soccer, and we've seen a lot of just pushing and shoving, scratching elbows.
Plus, the headers they take, those balls have to be going more than, 60 miles an hour on average, I would think.
Number 7, Mattia Murray, for the Knights, is going to come out of the game due to an injury. And they're going to bring in number 22, Audrey McKeon, a sophomore out of Laguna Hills, California. Number 17, Mabel Harris, is over there talking with the referee a little bit. SVU's going to get the free kick. And a good pass. But the ball is going to get kicked out of bounds. That was some good play execution. I think the defense just got a good read on it, and the Eagles were able to salvage that situation. Ball's going to get kicked back to number 25, Ellie Owen. She's going to keep driving in. The defense is going to be able to get it to go out of bounds off the SVU player. Ball's thrown in, still deep in the Eagles' territory. And number 9, Ella Thomas, is going to steal the ball. Real situation to score, but it's going to go out of bounds. I think they got a little excited and just rushed it a little bit.
Trying to get their first shot on goal this game. I think after that they'll try to rein it together, get a more precise shot going.
Absolutely. Not a bad idea. And a foul is going to be called. Mary Washington is going to take the ball. Free kick over on their side of the field.
I believe that foul was called on number 6, Claire Stevens. She seems to be a feisty player out on the field. We've seen a lot of action from her against Bridgewater College. Just a lot of fight in that player.
SVU slowly making their way up the field. A good pass. Defense is going to get a foot on it and just kind of knock it back about 10 yards. And they're going to start to drive in on SVU.
My apologies, that foul was on number 22, Audrey McKeon.
The Eagles are pressing a little bit. Try to put some pressure on the Knights. Oh, that was definitely a harsh shove. But nothing's going to be called. And the ball will be kicked back to Ensley Anderson, the goalkeeper. She's going to drop kick it to about midfield where the Eagles are going to get ahead on it and start moving back towards the Knights' territory. And they're going to drive in, some one-on-one, and they're going to try to cross it, but it will be taken away from the Knights. Number 8, Macy Rackham, is driving in. She's going to try to kick it. I don't think she got all of that, and the goalkeeper's going to pick it up without a problem. You know, that's just another situation when I think they tried to rush it a little bit instead of kind of sitting back and taking their time, trying to relax and find a great shot.
You could see back at the 40-yard line on our side, I think one of our players was trying to slow it down a little bit, think through it, but decided in the end just to go for it. Some frustration on number 17, Mabel Harris's face after one of the Mary Washington girls kicked it out.
Eagles are going to try to move up. The pass is going to go a little far in front of one of their players. And the Knights are going to take the throw in from their own territory. Mary Washington's going to keep pressing. Kenna Winterton is going to try to get the ball out. She does a good job. And the Knights are going to clear it. Some speed out there. I thought there might have been a chance of SVU getting another drive in on the Eagles. No fouls are going to be called after a little bit of physicality down there.
They're really fighting for this ball to stay on Mary Washington's side right now.
100%. They are definitely pushing as hard as they can just to keep it over there and find that shot.
Yeah, I agree. Mary Washington was pushing very hard back, though. You can see those 4 girls who were out there just kind of doing a round robin sort of thing with the ball.
And here's a free kick from SVU. Just going to cross it. And a close call, but the ball's going to go out of bounds.
Almost got her leg up there. It looked like she was just maybe a few inches short.
Yeah, that was a great setup, but this is definitely a game of inches. You know, if you're going to kick the ball and you're off, it could, you know, get weird spin and curve out. It might shank off your leg. You might just miss it, and that's just how it goes, I think, sometimes.
Absolutely. You can see that that kick was directed towards McKenna Winterton, and she seems to be the MVP of most of these games. She's really holding their team together in spirit and in skill, I would say.
Absolutely. She was definitely not only the top scorer last season, she was one of the best playmakers. Whenever there was a goal, she was involved in the play in some way, shape, or form. And then, you know, when they weren't on offense, she would fight back defensively very, very strongly.
Yeah, I agree.
Mary Washington's going to start driving in. Across, and they missed it. It's going to go out of bounds. SVU is going to take a throw in.
Number 22, Audrey McKeon. She came in after number 7, Mattia Murray. Had a little fall. We're not sure what happened, but she's really taken the opportunity to show her team and her coach what she's made of. I've seen her involved in a lot of these plays, and I've loved watching her hustle. Sorry. Okay.
There's going to be a foul called. Eagles are going to take it up. Number 15, Emma McMullen is going to kick it. That's going to go over their heads into the corner where it will go out of bounds. SV is going to take a throw in.
Looks like so far this game has been pretty physical. On SVU's side, we have 4 fouls, and on Mary Washington's side, they have 2 for a total of 6. And that is just in the first half of this, on the first half of this first half. Just this season, SVU has had 0 yellow cards, 0 red cards, and 10 fouls in the 2 games they've played. Mary Washington, they have had 1 yellow card, 0 red cards, and unfortunately we could not find their foul stats, but I believe it's probably pretty low basing on this game.
And the Eagles are going to start trying to make some headway over onto the SVU side of the field.
Last game we talked about how they dominate during the second half on keeping it on their side. Do you think that'll be the case tonight?
You know, so far it's pretty hard to tell. These teams are way evenly matched, a lot more so than we thought before the game, even though that kind of was the case that we thought before the game. But there is a lot of back and forth. You know, it's going to SVU side, and then it's going back to the Eagles side, and really anything could happen. I think until a team scores a goal, then we'll see a little bit of a momentum shift then. However, as of now, it's pretty dead set and, you know, on the middle.
I agree. I think that's a good assumption. That was a beautiful stop by Ensley Anderson. I'm not sure if everybody saw that, but she jumped, grabbed that out of midair.
And the Knights are going to start moving up. And they're driving in around the corner. And a cross is going to be made. But the defense is going to be able to box out anybody that had a chance at the ball. And the ball's going to go out of bounds. And the Eagles will take it. A goal kick from the freshman Sydney Alexander. About midfield. The Eagles are going to try to control it, but it's going to get knocked out of bounds. Good double team is going to force a foul over on the Eagles side, and SVU is going to get a free kick here.
Let's hope this causes some momentum on our side. I'm almost positive that it will, but let's hope to see some shots being taken.
Yeah, absolutely. This could be a real scoring opportunity for the SVU Knights. And the header's going to get that blocked. The Eagles are going to try to take advantage and start moving the ball up before the defenders can get back.
That was a great stop on play by Mary Washington. It's a bummer to see our girls didn't quite get the play they wanted, but
Cross is made, just a little too much power. It's going to roll out of bounds. And SVU is going to take it from their own territory. And the Eagles are going to steal it. Some back and forth, some fighting of the feet, I suppose.
fighting of the feet.
Fighting of the feet.
Interesting expression. I don't think I've ever heard that before, but
I have
if it
never
works
said
for
that.
you, yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, I
Looks
don't know.
like McKenna Winterton is kind of taking lead on this defensive presence here. Looks like they're making their way back up the field, Rock. I'm hoping maybe we'll get a comeback from that last free kick we got.
Yeah, I think SVU just needs to create a little more opportunity to score some goals. I know they're looking for that quality kick, but sometimes you just got to take what you're given.
Yeah, exactly. I think sometimes you just gotta make a run for it, I guess.
And the ball is going to go over towards the fans. And Ella Thomas is going to take the throw in.
Maybe they'll get the girls to sign the ball afterwards.
Ball's going to get tapped out of bounds. And I believe Mary Washington is going to take the throw in from their own territory. SVU's going to stay over there and start pressing a little bit.
McKenna Winterton put her hands on her hips. You know she means business. Or she's tired, but I like to think.
It could be both.
It could be both.
Could be both.
I think you're very right.
SVU's going to take it. Macy Rackham's going to cross it.
That photographer out there is in a very dangerous position. He almost just got bulldozed.
It's probably a good shot.
Yeah, it most definitely is, but I guess got to take the risks for the glory, right?
Oh, absolutely. McKenna Winterton's going to pass it up. It'll be a close one, and the defender's going to play a shoulder.
It looks like Mary Washington is really putting in all their stops to make sure SVU doesn't get a clean shot off.
I had some jeers from down in the crowd. They were not too happy to see that. I think they wanted a foul called. A lot of physical contact. Mary Washington's going to clear the ball out, but it's going to stick around at about the 50-yard line.
Looks like SVU is maintaining control.
The Eagles are pushing again over on the SVU side. Looking for another shot to score. They're going to try to get around the corner. SVU is going to get a foot on it and box him out. The ball's going to go out of bounds, but they will get a goal kick. And Ensley Anderson is going to get ready to launch it. Here we go.
I don't know how hard these girls' skulls are, because I can't see her number, but she just took that right to the face and not a flinch at all.
Oh, they're just tough as nails out there, I believe.
It is incredible to watch. I would get one of those to my face and I'd be out for years.
Kenna Wenderton's going to pass it up, some one-on-one, and there's going to be a shoulder check. Nothing's going to be called, shockingly. Ball's going to go out of bounds, and SVU's going to take it. Some good teamwork sharing the ball to move it up. There's going to be a cross, a missed header, but there's still an open chance to score. Goalie's going to come out, and SVU's going to get it.
That was an amazing play. Once again by SVU Knights.
Very well executed offense over there by the Southern Virginia Knights. Getting it past the Mary Washington Eagles. See, like we were talking before, this might cause a big momentum shift.
I 100% agree, but it might not be on the Knights' side of things. I think Mary Washington will take a big big hit from this.
Absolutely. And that is the first goal that Mary Washington has given up this year.
I think that'll really add to their aggressiveness, to their momentum this game, seeing as that's the first hit they've taken.
That ball's going to go out of bounds. SVU's going to take a throw in over on the Eagle side of the field.
You can already see the increase of hustle in both these teams and the increase of aggressiveness.
And here's a free kick.
That shot was taken by Audrey McKeon. Earlier I was talking about how she was really taking advantage of the situation that she was put in, being put on for number 7, and this just proves me right. She's increased her hustle, she's increased her team spirits, I believe.
And a corner kick from SVU. They're going to have another opportunity, staying well around the goalkeeper's area, and the ball's going to get kicked out of bounds. That'll be a goal kick for the Eagles.
Field goal.
And it's good.
It is right on.
Now, it's true that you did say that about Audrey McKeon. You absolutely called it. That was fantastic.
What can I say? Basically a mind reader.
And the Eagles are going to take it up, and they're going to try to move up very quickly. SVU is going to try to move up, and that's going to go out of bounds. The Eagles will take the throw in on SVU's side.
Our student section has gradually been increasing during the length of this first half. Last home game we had tremendous support by the boys soccer team and by just our students and faculty. It's amazing to see the togetherness this school has.
Well, this is definitely the game to watch. A lot of back and forth. It's a good game. It's even better when your home team is winning.
Absolutely. I think you're 100% right. Another field goal.
And the Eagles are going to take a corner kick. Real dangerous opportunity for SVU.
I think this will be a great chance to show their defense.
That corner kick's going to go over everybody's head. It's going to go to the other corner. A lot of footwork going on, and it's going to go out of bounds. The Eagles will maintain possession deep into... Oh, I apologize. The Knights are going to take it.
I've noticed this game, Mary Washington has really anticipated where the ball is going to be and gotten in front of our team to take those headers or take it off their chest. Would you agree, Rock?
Absolutely. I agree 100%. There's a foul call. The Eagles are going to take a free kick at the 25-yard line on SVU's side. And a good idea there, but Ensley Anderson is going to get to that one. And another pass is going to go a little too far. It's going to be a goal kick for the Knights.
It looks like SVU is just one shot behind Mary Washington, with us having 4-1 made and Mary Washington having 5-0 made.
Yeah, we were talking about how SVU tries to look for the quality of their goals, and that was the only shot on goal they've taken so far. So they are 1 for 1 in that category.
Absolutely.
Ensley Anderson is going to take a goal kick. Some good defense from the Eagles, but SVU is going to take it back. Number 35, Lauren Fowler, is going to pass the ball up. And it's going to get knocked out of bounds. Now she'll take the throw in. The Eagles are going to start pushing up on the SVU Knights. And here's an opportunity for them to get around the defenders.
Number 10 on Mary Washington's team, Jazzy Manverde, she hustled just now. I don't know if you saw it, but she looked like Lightning McQueen.
And they're going to try again for that drive, and they're going to get around to the corner. It's going to get crossed. Knight's going to get a foot on it. It'll go way up in the air.
When I was younger, my dad used to make a game out of kicking a soccer ball as high as he could. And me, as a 10-year-old child, thought it was the coolest thing.
When you're young, adults are like superhuman.
Yeah. And now I see it in these girls, and I'm like, wow. I could do that if I wanted to. I probably couldn't, but I like to think I can.
Number 7, Mattia Murray is going to kick it up the field. It's good to see her back in the game after sustaining a minor injury for which she had to be taken off the field earlier. Ball's going to go out of bounds. And SVU is going to take it over on the Eagles side of the field. And it will go out of bounds again.
We are just under 5 minutes left in this half. What do you think is going to happen, Rock?
You know, ever since that goal, it's gone back to how it was, where it's just kind of going back and forth. You know, I feel like in the past 2 games that we've seen SVU play, someone ends up scoring like right before the end of the half. So I wouldn't be surprised if one team scored. However, you know, the only goal we've seen came after 35 minutes of play time. So, you know, we might not see a whole lot, but we might see something at the same time. You never really know, especially in sports. That's the great thing about sports. Spike Lee once said, the best thing about sports is that it cannot be scripted.
That is 100% right. I am kind of disappointed with the lack thereof of extra movement, if you understand what I'm saying. I thought there was going to be a lot more aggression, a lot more fight after that goal was scored by SVU.
Absolutely. There still is a lot of fight out there, but I do see what you mean. Mary Washington's going to play the ball and try to kick it. SVU's going to get a body on it. And a good block from Mary Washington, trying to get a rebound shot, but Ensley Anderson is going to come up with the ball. It's a good read. Sometimes when you're coming out like that as a goalkeeper, it can be really dangerous. If somebody happens to get a foot on it and you're not there, that's it. That's a goal.
I 100% agree, but I think Ainsley really handles this pressure well. For being a newbie on the team, it's honestly shocking to see how well she handles the pressure of being on a college D3 team.
Absolutely. She doesn't seem to be intimidated at all. She's not phased. She just goes out there and performs, and it's amazing to watch. It's great to see somebody so young just go out there with these older kids, these seniors and these juniors, and just, dominate amongst them.
I 100% agree, and I hope to see more from her coming this season, and I believe I will.
And the Eagles are going to take a throw in at about midfield. A shoulder check from both sides. Oh, some fancy footwork is going to get the SVU Knights to trip up a little bit. The ball's going to go out of bounds. The Eagles are going to take another throw in. There's going to be foul on the play, and SVU is going to get a free kick with about a minute left in the first half. SVU is going to take the ball away. Another scoring opportunity here, but it'll be cleared out of bounds. SVU is going to take a throw-in over on Mary Washington's side of the field.
If you're not familiar with the fields at SVU, we will never see that ball again. She just kicked it straight into the woods.
Yeah, absolutely. The ball's gone forever.
Forever.
"15 seconds left. Mary Washington fighting with everything they can to prevent a goal.
I must say they're doing a phenomenal job keeping the Knights away from their home goal.
And that'll be the end of the first half. The score is 1-0 with the SVU Knights taking the lead on a goal from Audrey McKeon. Jade, what do you think we'll be seeing out in the second half after the series of events?
I think once the coaches get to talk to their teams and come back from this half after being rested, I think we're going to see some interesting plays being done in a lot of hard, fast-paced game.
I think you're right. Both teams are going to be coming out scratching and biting and just trying everything they can to get to the top. But until then, I'm sorry.
You're good. I was just saying hopefully the other team has rabies shots.
I'm sorry. And until then, we're going to take a small break, but we will get back to you at the end of the break in the half. So don't go anywhere and stay tuned.
number 2. Let's hear it from the fans.
Welcome back, family and friends, to the second half of the Southern Virginia University versus University of Mary Washington's women's soccer match. We've got someone new joining us this half. Welcome, Nick.
Yes, thank you, Jade. As always, a pleasure to be here. Thankful to be in beautiful Buena Vista. Excited to see what the girls bring this half. Now, Jade, I gotta ask you, who's the player to watch this half?
Personally, I will be watching 2 players this evening, Audrey McKeon and McKenna Winterton. Just because Audrey was our first score this evening. Hopefully, we'll have a couple more to add to that, but if not, that's okay. And McKenna is just an overall bowl of a person, if that makes sense. She's just got tons of energy, tons of heart.
Yes, she does, but it seems like thus far they've been able to keep her pretty locked down.
Yeah, I think once they figured out during our preseason games that she was the rock of our team, most of the other teams decided we're going to lock down our defense on her.
And I suppose that's fair enough, knowing what she can do, what she's capable of, what she provided for the team last season. SVU has a good opportunity coming forward. Oh, a lovely cross, just couldn't make anything of it. And the ball will go out. Knights throw in. Deep down into the corner. Out once more. Looks like it will be a Knights corner kick.
So, Nick, you've been watching from behind us this first half of the game. What are you most excited to see during this second half?
Well, I think what the Knights haven't shown here yet is their quick score ability. Last game against Shenandoah, we watched the Knights put up, 2 goals in the first 15 minutes of the game. So the hope is that we get to see a little bit more of that moving forward.
I 100% agree. I think their ability to think quick on their feet is strong with this team.
Ball goes out once more. We're going to see a goal kick for Mary Washington.
Looking at some of the stats from this game, it looks like Mary Washington has 6 current shots, 2 shots on goal, and SVU is hovering at 4 shots and 1 shot on goal, and that goal went in.
A lot of contact on that last play, but no foul called thus far. Looks like they are going to play on. Mary Washington with the ball, moving upfield. Ultimately thwarted by SVU. Looks like we've got a stoppage here. Ball will be called back. Mary Washington once again moving up the field. Good passes right up close to the line. Lovely through pass will give them an opportunity. Cross stopped. The ball will ultimately go out of bounds.
We were talking before the second half started, and I was telling Nick how I have a pretty strong feeling that both coaches to both of these teams were digging into them pretty hard during halftime, bringing up the energy within both teams, seeing as, like we mentioned earlier in the first half, this is Mary Washington's first score against of the season, and seeing as this is the first shot of the game was taken by SVU, I think both coaches were probably pretty energized and pretty excited to get this game going.
Well, and if you're Mary Washington, not only is that the first goal scored against you this season, this is the first time you've been down. So these girls are that coach probably lit a fire underneath them to get going this half.
Yeah, it'll be interesting what that does to the girls during the second half.
Looks like we've got a reset with another goal kick. Mary Washington once again moving it up the field. Right now, not seeming to make too much progress, but another stoppage of play here.
Looking at the aggression calls for both teams, it looks like SVU is dominating in our fouls with 8 this game, and Mary Washington is currently only at 5.
No, I'm not too sure that I would say that's a terrific area to be dominating in. But it does show that the girls are out there playing hard and certainly aggressively.
I agree, and I think, like we were saying earlier, that's just a big part of how this game is played.
Big boot from Mary Washington's goalie. Getting the ball across midfield. Ball will make it deep into SVU's half before being taken away by the defender.
It looks like number 7, Mattia Murray, is back in the game after her fall in the first half. I'm glad to see she's doing okay.
Yes, well, she's definitely a big part of this team.
I agree. I haven't been watching her much, but I think the coach has built this team on a very solid foundation, and those girls being the pillars.
And Mary Washington will opt to just kick the ball out to a defender there, get the ball rolling. And a deep lead pass. Give an opportunity, but nothing doing. Ball will go back for another goal kick.
It looks like we have our first yellow card of the game, and that would be against SVU, and that is player number 8, Macy Rackham.
I believe earlier you said that's there have been no yellow cards for SVU up to this point.
Yes, up to this point we have had 0, so that adds 1 to our season overall.
We don't love to see those.
No, we do not, but unfortunately that's just how the game is played.
It's how the cookie crumbles, if you will.
Exactly. Looks like our student section is filled to the brim this evening. That is really nice to see.
Mary Washington will take control of the ball after the goal kick out from Ensley Anderson. The defense seems to have stopped forward progression. In fact, a good clearance by Courtney Montez. Mary Washington seems content just to send the ball back. Quite a bit of contact on the field. Foul will be called in favor of Mary Washington. Looks like Natalie Anderson will be taking the free kick. Goes deep into the corner to give opportunity, but can't quite make anything of it. Another goal kick opportunity for Ensley Anderson. And she'll boot that ball all the way up to about midfield before it will go out of bounds. Mary Washington gives possession away, but it is quickly regained. Ball once again kicked out of bounds, cleared out by Haley Gadd. As they retrieve that ball, just wanted to mention once again what a beautiful place this is to play soccer. We witnessed a beautiful, beautiful sunset during halftime there. Couldn't ask for a better place to play and watch these ladies at work.
I was thinking about this earlier. I was thinking, if you watch not the girls as individuals, but as a team, you can really tell how much trust and how well this team is built. You can see them running down the field, and they're like exactly step for step. Their arms are swinging in the same direction, or on goal kicks or whatever, and how their plays are set up. You can see how hard they've practiced and how well they've got those plays down. It's just interesting.
Well, Coach Dahl knows what they're doing. Keeps these girls well conditioned, well practiced. They get to spend a lot of time together throughout the week.
I also see a lot of these girls in our dining hall just eating together, and I think it's awesome to see that they willingly choose to spend that time together, even though they're not forced to.
Well, I would say with so many freshmen on the team, it's vital for these girls to get to know each other and get to know each other quick. It's going to be essential for their success as a team.
I definitely agree. We were talking about this earlier as well, how our team is predominantly dominated by freshmen this year.
Another throw in for the Knights. Ball is centered there. Over to Mattia Murray. Opportunity once again thwarted. And I believe that was Eliza Franklin making the defensive stop. There's Franklin again, stealing the ball away, passing it upfield. SVU has taken possession, gets an opportunity. The through pass, just a tad too far, into the hands of Sydney Alexander.
Both of these freshman goalies have been doing a wonderful job this game.
Ball will go out. I'll take that back. Looks like a free kick for Mary Washington. A wonderful opportunity here for Mary Washington.
It looks like our player just took a dive to deflect her from getting that open shot.
Oh, quite a bit of contact, foul called. Free kick given. SVU intercepts. That was once again Haley Gadd in to intercept that pass. Oh, quite a bit of contact on the play. Another free kick. That will be Annalise Huber back to kick. Big foot on that one. Mary Washington, good defensively there.
Looks like we've got a girl down. Number 4, Haley Gadd.
Yes. Coach is coming out to check on her. She's been wonderful defensively thus far today.
She 100% has. It's awesome to see how these girls rally around each other at times like this, or just in general, really.
Yes, and thus far we've seen a lot of great play out of these girls. Knights leading 1-0.
Hoping to keep it that way. It looks like one of our girls is talking to the ref, deliberating.
Well, like we've seen, there's been a lot of fouls called thus far against the Lady Knights.
That would make our total of fouls 11 thus far.
My guess is she'd just be checking in to see a little bit more about what the ref was looking into on some of those foul calls.
Most likely. I like to see the initiative she's taking, because most likely she's out there talking, seeing what she can do better.
Well, and I think that's always the goal. These Lady Knights are always striving for greatness, always striving to do that much better each play, every time they step out on the field, every time they get the opportunity to regroup. Their game planning as to what they're doing next, how they can improve and take home the win.
I agree, and I think that's a big motive here at SVU, not just in our athletics, but in our academics as well. We do really strive for greatness here, and a big majority goes to our staff and our faculty who help our students and our student athletes do that.
And now we have Haley Gadd on her feet and making her way off of the field.
Looks like she's not using any help, so that is a good sign. Hopefully we'll see next game or later this half.
So far from what I'm not going to make any conjecture on how she's doing, but it would appear, as you said, she's moving under her own strength, carrying all her own weight. So all things are good signs.
It looks like number 29, Maddie Staples, is checking in for her.
We will restart with a free kick from Annalise Huber. She's taken a few of these thus far, has quite the foot on her.
As do most of these girls, obviously, because if they didn't, this would be the wrong sport for them.
And that's Caitlin Venzen with the ball. Deep pass up the field, but there does not seem to be anybody there. Ensley Anderson will take control, pass it back up. SVU moving the ball around a bit, maintaining control, waiting for a window to open up, and finding none. We see a bit of the same from Mary Washington, but the ball will go out of bounds after being deflected.
can hear the screams of the student section really cheering on their teams down there.
Well, you have to appreciate students who love their school, who love their team, who love their players.
You have to respect it, that's for sure.
Pass out from Ensley Anderson. Cannot be received. Another throw in for Mary Washington. And that will be Cassidy Shaw with the throw in.
We
Oh,
just
big
saw a
contact.
massive three-person collision. Hopefully everybody's okay. It looks like they're...
Well, once again, they'll be checked on. Trainers coming out.
Once again, this is a very heavily physical game, so injuries like this tend to happen.
Well, I wouldn't call it an injury quite yet, Jade. McKenna's already up and on her feet, moving around.
I should say collisions. I think that's a better word for it. Collisions like these tend to happen.
Yes. These girls are out here playing hard, looking to retain possession, looking to move the ball forward, and looking to prevent the other team from getting the ball. When you're doing all those things, you tend to bump into one another.
Yes, absolutely.
These girls have been showing lots of hustle in this half. No new scores. Jade, what would you say these girls are going to need to do moving forward in order to change that?
I think what they're doing already has shown effective, but not quite what they need to be at. If that makes any sense, rings any bells, I think they're going to need to step up their game on both sides and try to pursue towards the opposite end a little more than they have been.
So it looks like all players involved in that collision are back on their feet. To my eyes, it would seem that nothing too serious going on, but we're going to have a large substitution here.
Let some players catch their breaths. In just a second, we can tell you who those players are.
All right, it looks like we're coming to the restart. Deep pass and a header towards goal.
It's a beautiful catch by Ainsley.
Indeed, it seems like she's been putting in good work all game. Nothing past her thus far.
Look at that arm on her. She must be working out pretty hard to get that.
They all are, Jade. They all are.
This is very true.
And a shot on goal, brought down by Ensley Anderson.
It looks like the substitutions are Gracie Duncan, Madison Solis, and Madison Boserman.
Throw in Knights. Gracie Duncan looking for the corner kick, but not awarded. Ultimately, it will be a goal kick. be sent out by Sydney Alexander. Intercepted by the Knights, and McKenna will take the ball up the field. Great deal of contact. Ball stolen away.
It looks like that collision didn't phase her one bit. She is still just as feisty, just as prominent as ever on the field.
Now, Caitlin Venzen, who just passed the ball away, has been giving our Knights a great deal of trouble. She's been applying pressure all game.
I agree 100%. My eye has been on her this game, and she's really got a lot of passion for this sport, you can tell. Her hustle has been fantastic. I think she's taken a lot of the shots. I can't say for sure, but she's been a pretty phenomenal player to watch this evening.
Now, I will definitely be keeping my eye on her, as should the fans at home. She's been putting in a lot of hustle and definitely getting down towards the box of the Knights. Throw in Mary Washington. Pass to the center. Back to Venzen. Stolen by the Knights.
Looks like they're playing a game of catch, trying to reset, get a little more stability in what they're trying to play out.
Well, Mary Washington will certainly not be satisfied sitting at 0 goals so far. This is not a familiar situation for them this season.
I agree. I think it might have thrown them off just a little bit, if I'm being honest. But it looks like our Knights are still dominating out on the field.
Speaking of, another throw-in by our Knights. Pass up the line. Centered. A lead pass. Just too much on it. And it'll pass through for a goal kick.
A little too much sizzle on that one.
A little too much sauce, if you will. See Sydney Alexander get some laces on it. Pass it back out to her team.
Looks like the Knights are trying to reset.
Yes, and that will be a foul as Caitlin Venzen hits the floor.
You noted earlier in the game, Mary Washington beat Randolph Mason 1-0, while SVU beat the same team 2-0. What do you think of that, Nick?
Well, Randolph Macon is a good team. I mean, they come out to play every week. The girls are tough. So I would say, both of these teams having beaten them is quite telling about the talent and skill of these ladies out here. If anything, I would say that what it really goes to show is that this is and has been a hard-fought match, and we can look forward to more of the same.
I agree. It looks like we have 2 yellow cards this game, one for Mary Washington and one for SVU. That brings Mary Washington's yellow card up to 2 this season, while SVU is at 1.
Looking at some more substitutions here. We will get you those names as they become available to us.
That is number 21, Tessa Miller. She is a freshman from Lehigh, Utah.
throw in Mary Washington. Looks like we're going to have a substitution from them as well. Ball will be given to number 4, Madison Bowserman. But ultimately taken away, pushed up the field, and out of bounds. Here comes the throw in. Cut off. Passed out by Annalise Huber. Ball goes out of bounds. We'll come back to the throw-in by Mary Washington. Mary Washington with some good passing. A good chance. And cleared out. SVU looking to make a counterattack. Foul on the play. SVU bringing the ball up the field. Slide. Ultimately pushes the ball out of bounds. Gets the ball back to Caitlin Venzen, who passes it away.
Mary Washington is really matching our energy out here tonight. Not quite getting past our girls, but matching us quite well, wouldn't you say, Nick?
Oh, absolutely. We've seen a lot of play right around midfield. You know, these girls are not wanting to give any leeway either way.
I would agree. It kind of shows just how much gut both of these teams have, how much pull they have in this game.
Well, and you start to see why Mary Washington hasn't been scored against up to this point. Shot opportunities are few and far between.
I agree completely, yes. I think the reason we got that shot off is because of how our team is coached and how well that play turned out.
Looks like we've got another foul call. That will be Cassidy Shaw. Looks like they'll switch out there, and Natalie Anderson will take the kick.
I'm interested to see how Ensley Anderson handles this pressure that Mary Washington is putting on their side right now.
Well, Ensley Anderson has been stellar all game. Anytime the balls come her way, she's been able to handle it with ease. She's been making it happen back there, so I don't have any worries about her.
She's been showing that all season, actually. I haven't seen much of any of our other goalkeeps other than one of our preseason games. I think her coach has really been focusing on her and showing off her skill.
Well, it's easy to show it off when there's a lot of it there.
I agree.
SVU gets the ball back, pushing it up the field.
It looks like we had 4 substitutions. Ellie Owen, Courtney Montez, Haley Gadd, and Claire Stevens.
And Haley Gadd was a player that we saw down on the field earlier, so it's good to see her healthy and back in the game.
I think that goes to show, along with how healthy these girls have been worked, just their ability to bounce back. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, absolutely. Their trainers and coaches know what they're doing. Main goal is to keep the girls healthy here, keep the girls playing. I think safety is always a top priority, and when you're well conditioned, tends to help quite a bit.
I agree.
Fight for the ball about midfield. Seems that Mary Washington comes away with it. Ball back to Natalie Anderson. She'll push forward, pass it out wide. Lots of pressure from number 2, Courtney Montez, to send it out. Ball back in. Mary Washington retains possession. Pushed out wide. Ball ultimately out of bounds. Thrown in by your Knights. Who will attempt to launch their own attack now.
They've been very good at handling these hard situations that Mary Washington has put them in. They just continue to bounce back every time.
Well, that's how the game's got to be played if you're looking to win. And these girls are certainly looking to do that. Ainsley Anderson pushes the ball back out. We'll go to number 20, Gracie Duncan, who will look to pass up the field, but ultimately ball will go out of bounds. Seems that we have a few more substitutions switching into the game. Couple fresh sets of legs. And there is Caitlin Venson in the thick of it once again. Ultimately, the ball will go out and be thrown in by the Knights. Looks like another Knight throw-in. Getting into a dangerous portion of the field. Ball moving back the other way. Caitlin Venson with the ball. Knight stoppage. That'll drop back to Cassidy Shaw, who looks to move the ball up and out. Ultimately retrieved by Ellie Owen. But now Mary Washington with the chance.
It looks like our girls are down there, though, and are overwhelming the amount of players on Mary Washington.
Well, I think Coach Dahl has been doing well keeping these girls fresh, getting the substitutions moving in and out fairly often, giving the girls an opportunity to stay energized and not get too fatigued out there.
I've noticed that, yeah, and I think that's a smart move on his part. I haven't seen that so much from Mary Washington, but it could be happening just underneath my nose.
And just a moment ago, we saw a great opportunity for Mary Washington, but couldn't quite come through with it. Another substitution from the Knights. Once again, Coach Dahl looking to keep the ladies, keep them away from fatigue. Mary Washington takes possession, moving it down the line. Back to Caitlin Venson, who has multiple Knights approach her. Passes it out wide. Good cross in, but ultimately kicked away. And looks like we've got a foul called out there wide. Free kick for Mary Washington.
I don't know if you noticed that bat just flew by our window.
Good opportunity, but a couple Knights get in there to block the shot. That'll be a corner kick for Mary Washington. Another good chance for them to even the score. Oh, a couple heads in there. Move the ball out, but still dangerous.
This is a tough situation for the Knights to be in right now. I have faith that we will be able to get ourselves out of it, but
And there we have Ensley Anderson getting her hands on the ball, putting a stop to the attack.
she pulls through every single time.
Well, as we've said before, she's been great all game. Nothing past her thus far, hoping to keep that up. There'll be a throw-in coming up for the Knights. Another Knight throw-in. Pushing the ball a little bit further up the field. And a clearance, or rather a good pass opportunity by Mary Washington, ultimately thwarted. All right, it has just come to my attention that Katrina Gardner is in the game, not Ensley Anderson. But nonetheless, she's been doing a splendid job back there as well.
Yes, she has. She has also, her and Ensley have been playing a team type of thing during these soccer games. Usually Ensley starts out our game and Katrina ends it. They've both been doing a great job.
Nice clearance by Mary Washington. Felt a little bit too much pressure with their goalie out of position. Another round of substitutions for your Knights.
It looks like we have a substitution. Morgan Romney in for Lauren Fowler.
Caitlin Venzen had that ball deep in Knights territory. Ultimately, the ball was kicked out as Caitlin hit the floor there. She was looking for a foul called, but ultimately it was not awarded to her. So we'll restart with a goal kick. Knights maintain possession until the ball slips out of bounds. Mary Washington with the throw in. And they'll take one more. Try it again. They look to push the ball to the middle, get it centered for a shot opportunity, but it's cleared out. One more throw in for Mary Washington. Ball will be pushed back, but ultimately still at the feet of Mary Washington until a deep pass attempted. Physical play from these girls.
I think it kind of has to be at this point in the game. They're getting so close with just under 7 minutes left in this game. You can tell these players are visibly frustrated, and I think a lot of that is coming from their record so far this season.
Well, no team wants to trail at any given point on any game of the year. Every game you come out to win. So at no point in time are you going to be happy sitting down, especially if you're just down by 1 goal. So Mary Washington is going to be looking to do quite a bit here in the last 5 minutes of play.
Absolutely, I 100% agree. It'll be interesting to see what their coaches are telling to their subs in order to get some of the plays going again.
Well, I think that goes not only for Mary Washington, but SVU can't be content with just one on the board either. They're looking to pad their lead a little bit, add some support, maybe a little bit of cushion, if you will.
I 100% agree, but I think it's more difficult for SVU because they're trying to maintain that goal while also scoring another one. So they're working primarily on defense while trying to get another swing at an offensive goal.
They've got possession now, working the ball to midfield and back out, given a moment to reset. And a big clearance, go up to midfield. Ultimately taken away by Mary Washington. Lots of big back and forth pass attempts and clearances. Neither one of these teams being able to find an opportunity that they're satisfied with.
Looks like we had another substitution. Bailey Ricker out and Audrey McKeon in. It's interesting that coach put Audrey back in because of the fantastic first half she had. I think that was a really smart play. Maybe try to pull one more goal out of her.
Looks like we've got an offside call. Deep pass ultimately will go out of bounds. Another opportunity for Mary Washington. On the Knights' half of the field, Caitlin Venzen passes it back, gives herself an opportunity to reset and make an attack.
Just under 3 minutes left here. Both of these teams are kind of scrambling, but looks like that was a foul.
Yeah, a little bit of a push from behind. Nothing too dangerous, but certainly a foul.
Just a little sneak, a little, what's it called, Charlie horse? When you hit him in the thigh.
I don't know about all that, but Macy Rackham has taken the ball up the field. Looks to cross, but intercepted.
Our defensive players right now are working really hard on the majority of them being in the middle, both of our offensive and defensive sides are trying to make whatever they can happen.
Of course, that's how you play the game. Pass out wide for the Knights. Macy Rackham with the cross. Beautiful ball. One more to the center. McKenna. Shot on goal.
And it goes in. That is our second goal of the night, ladies and gentlemen.
And a beautiful shot. Had a defender on her the whole time, but would not be stopped. Once again, that was McKenna Winterton.
McKenna once again taking a leadership role on this team. We've seen that before, and we will continue to see it throughout this season. It is amazing how she brings her team together, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely. As you said, she is a player to watch. Whenever she's in the game, she is applying pressure. She's one that you always want to see have an opportunity to get a shot on goal, because more often than not, she's going to come up with them.
I 100% agree.
Ball will be out of bounds, deep in Knights territory. So not only have the Knights given Mary Washington the first goal against them of the season, but also the second.
And with 50 seconds left to go, the Mary Washington seems pretty defeated, but still kicking.
That being said, stranger things have happened.
We could see them pull off 2 goals. We could not. It just depends on how willing they are, I guess.
Although our Lady Knights do not seem in any sort of a hurry to put the ball back in play.
I agree.
But here comes the kick out to midfield. Ball will be knocked out of bounds. Throw in Knights.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
A little bit of jostling for the ball.
4,
Perhaps one last shot.
1, 0.
And she does take one last kick. That was Caitlin Venzen. But ultimately it will go wide at the conclusion of our game.
Yeah, I'm excited for us. This is our first in-season win, and I'm hoping that this will spark something in our teams. You can see the girls celebrating out on the field with McKenna Winterton and some of the others.
Oh, they are pleased as punch. And so are our fans out here tonight.
They are all going up, waiting to congratulate our girls. And hopefully we'll see more from them. Just like this game, it was a well-fought game.
Once again, those 2 goals tonight were scored by McKenna Winterton and Audrey McKeon.
We will see you next game. We hope you have a wonderful, safe night.